Chris, great to see you. Great show tonight. Tell us what's the latest where you are there in Tel Aviv.
There's still kinetic activity. We just had the alarms going off here. And, you know, we're all seeing the same reporting about the degraded abilities of this regime. I don't know what it means. You know, I don't know what the baseline measurement is. I don't know what's happening on the ground in Tehran. Obviously, Iran's not going to let us in. So we're in a little bit of a cloud about this. But, you know, the fear is the nuclear option for Iran isn't what we're talking about with North Korea or anybody else that has those kinds of ballistics. It's what they can do to create terror, right? The Strait of Hormuz is part of that. What they do through their proxies is a big part of that. And what they foment in terms of the domestic terrorism that we may see more of in America, you know, it's all part of their reach. It's a very pernicious, the regime is very pernicious.
Yeah. Talking about, we don't know what the baseline is for the Iranian regime's capabilities, their missile launchers, their drone attacks. We keep seeing that, including tonight in Iraq against U.S. targets. But CENTCOM has said that they've hit 5,000 different targets over the course of the last 10 days, with their focus being on those ballistic missile launchers. But tonight, the biggest question is the Strait of Hormuz. Of course, the oil prices are of concern, the transition or transport of oil through the Strait. What are you hearing from people who are there about the control of that region, which, quite frankly, has been under assault by the Iranian regime and by the Houthis, who, of course, are an Iranian proxy for years now?
Yeah. I mean, look, the problem with the analysis is you cannot anticipate and project a rational design, because these are zealot, bloodthirsty, life is cheap, don't care about their own people, martyr wannabes. So the idea of the president doing what he's supposed to do, which is, hey, you better not be mining this strait. We'll pound you more. They apparently want to be pounded. And the ability to remove mines is not easy. They can do it off small vessels. And you're going to have instability. This is a problem. The question is what is the solution? And is it something that can be short term? To those, we don't know the answers yet.
You've been talking about, ever since you landed there, and of course prior to getting to Israel, this issue with Hezbollah still in the north of Israel, in the south of Lebanon. The Lebanese government now is talking about how they want help taking them out. Hezbollah is still operating in an area where they're not supposed to be there, given previous UN agreements with that terrorist group. What's the latest on the front on the war on the north side of the country?
So Israel is now, I would say, officially, in quotes, in a two-front war, right? So when the sirens go off here, the question of the point of curiosity is, oh, is this an Iran missile, or is this Hezbollah sending different kinds of rockets? And there's like a different kind of feel and interpretation system you have to figure out which it was that time. But right now, the IDF is actively conducting operations inside Lebanon. And they are telling it to be evacuated, and they say the stated objective is not about territory, but about removing the organization from their border. But the scary piece is what you say, Katie. The idea that the Lebanese government is admitting it does not have control over Hezbollah, that the LAF, the Lebanese armed forces, are not enough. So what does that mean? What are we going to do? Do they want us to bomb in there? Would we consider that? You know what I mean? Is that just mission creep? It's a very vexing situation, because we've never had Lebanon step up and say out loud, we can't control them. And we know what the IDF is going to do, the same thing we would do if it was on our border. You're going to beat it back till the threat doesn't exist. That's the only end.
Well, it's been an open secret for a long time that the Lebanese government was basically working hand in hand with Hezbollah. So it's a big deal that they are now saying we want help getting rid of them. I want to ask you about the G7 leaders. They're going to meet virtually tomorrow to discuss ways to limit the economic fallout from all of this. What do you think is going to happen during that meeting?
I don't know, obviously, but you know what I'd like? I'd like a little honey. We've been in vinegar mode here. Right? We've been in stick mode for a while with our allies. And, you know, this was a big push in the chest to them for the president to do this and not rely on any allies. It's a risky move. It'll be interesting to see if the administration does a little bit of a honey approach. You know, you guys are our friends. We need to make this right. We need to do this together and do it the right way. I think we need a little bit of that right now, but we'll see. We'll see what kind of approach the president decides. Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.